guys, welcome back to another video. So today is finally a sketchbook tour. So even though I feel like in the last few sketchbook sessions where I've worked in here, I made it kind of seem like I've been taking forever on this particular sketchbook, but when I look back and see the kind of time frame that I usually take to finish sketchbooks, I'm kind of right on time. I've been kind of consistently being able to finish usually my sketchbook between around March and April, and then between October and the month of November. So, you know, kind of start in April, go to November, then it's November to April, April to November, and it's kind of that cycle. So I do probably a sketchbook tour twice a year, but yeah, so this is kind of on time, if anything. But before we get to the contents of the sketchbook, let's talk about this in general. So this is my ginkgo leaves sketchbook, but technically it is a notebook. I usually market it as a notebook too, but I use it as a sketchbook because it does have blank paper. It is about A5 size. It also has a yellow elastic band and a yellow ribbon as well. So this is kind of the front cover. This is the back cover. And then here's kind of the spine. It's kind of beat up a little bit, but I have ginkgo leaves here, and then my logo. My watermark is down here. I guess we can just start with the sketchbook tour. One thing I'm going to say is that I do apologize that I wasn't able to do another store update this year. I am planning for either early next year or just whenever is the next allotted time that I can. I'm working on another cover design for another sketchbook. I'm gonna add one more because I would like to do a pink design as well to give more color variety, and a few other stuff for merch. So I do apologize that it's taking a lot longer, but without further ado, let's get to the inside of the sketchbook. I'll make sure to zoom in a little bit, but I'll try my best to include some close-ups of ones that I really like or I find interesting that you guys might be interested in seeing, either how the paper reacts to the medium or anything like that via some b-roll. But this is kind of the front page or the inside cover of my sketchbook, which I consider the first page of the sketchbook. And I tend to do a video on the front inside cover and the back inside cover, and I like doing it as kind of like a greeting page. So this is my OC Masaki, and he's kind of just laying in a bed full of clovers, and this was done with gouache and a little bit of alcohol markers for the text. Up here, you can't really see it too well, but has the start date and the end date. So I started in April 27 of 2023, and I ended in November 15th of 2023. So I'll put the amount of months here, but like I said, it's about on par to how I usually work in these kinds of sketchbooks. So I'll also put the amount of pages in here so you guys will know what I'm dealing with. So yeah, first page of the sketchbook, and we can move on. So on the back side of that, I have the planning for the inside cover, as well as kind of planning the theme a little bit for the matching backside as well. Then I just did a really quick sketch of my OC Masaki with watercolor, ballpoint pen, and graphite. Kind of testing watercolors in the sketchbook again because I feel like I didn't use it as much in the previous one. Here are some sketches of March 7th from Honkai Star Rail, so just done in graphite. Closer to when the game was either released or about to be released, I believe. After that, I have sketches of my OC Masaki in kind of like a Pokemon AU alternate universe. So we have Masaki with Bulbasaur, because I feel like he'd be the type to have a Bulbasaur. And basically like any kind of grass type or water type Pokemon that can help with like plants and just like agriculture and growth. Some sketches of Danheng done with graphite and a little bit of water-based markers. Walnu sketches done with water-based markers and a ballpoint pen. A little bit of testing of ink right here. After that is more Masaki, so more watercolor, graphite, and ballpoint pen, some stickers, and then a very awkward looking Masaki sketch right here. Kageyama Tobio sketches. So I did these with graphite. So I did them in kind of like my derp eye style because I wanted to just focus on poses. But for the volleyball poses, I thought it'd be more appropriate to draw a Haikyuu character. Here's my attempt at drawing Kageyama based on the anime, like actual their style rather than my derp style where I don't really care about facial features or eyes all that much. After that, I have some sketches of Masaki based on, I think, what he would look like in different phases of high school. Here's some bleed through and planning for one of my shimejis that I did for, I think, Reimu. And here's an alcohol marker drawing to kind of do a little bit of cover up, because I don't like not using the entirety of pages in my sketchbook. So I will place either scrap pieces in here, or I'll do sticky notes to cover up some spaces and utilize that instead of just leaving it blank. So the marker bleed through was from this spread. So more kind of Pokemon AU for my OC Masaki. I feel like he'd be either like a Pokemon breeder or like a gardener of some sort. So kind of playing around with that idea. A few more to cover up more of that bleed through. Also more planning notes here. So this is just more from the shimejis that I was making. Here's some thumbnailing for my Ike gouache piece, or kind of like a future Ike drawing that I would like to do digitally. So just some thumbnails. Some of them have been covered completely, but I don't really like these ones anyways, so I'm okay with covering them. After that, attempted gouache piece of Ike. So Ike Eveland, some sketches on the side to fill up the space done in graphite. At this time, I was like diligently actually dating the pages. I might try my best to do that for the next sketchbook too, so I can actually see the pacing of the sketchbook. Some more doodles of my OC Masaki done with a fine liner because I don't do a lot of inking, and some water-based markers. Reimu sketches done in ink and a little bit of water-based markers as well. So some pencil sketches here, some inked drawings here, and this one became a digital drawing a little bit later. More Masaki sketches. So I was using, I think, the Pentel Pocket brush pen at the time and just drawing whatever. So just more Masaki drawings, a little bit of water-based markers to kind of help color block, to kind of unify them all together. After that, we have more Danhong sketches, so ballpoint pen and water-based markers, and then I used a red mechanical pencil to do the initial sketch. I do like the color combination of this teal and yellow, so I would like to use it more. Maybe I'll draw Danhong more. Okay, so these were... I'm trying to think what these exactly were for. I think it was for an ASMR session, but I wanted to plan out the composition a little bit, so I was doing like laying on a desk. I should say that these were sketches for Ike Eveland, so I wanted to do a pencil crayon drawing ASMR session, but I wanted to make sure that I could draw it in a certain way, so I wanted to do a lot of thumbnailing. And then I have some washi tape from a friend, because whenever someone sends me a package and I can salvage the tape or any of the stuff that they send, I like to stick it into my sketchbook. This was playing around with like a pen nib, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I'll put like a picture of it if you guys want to see it. But yeah, drew Hiro from Ensemble Stars. Just practicing getting the line width variations and texturing a little bit, shading, hatching. So that's Hiro. Wanu sketches done with graphite and water-based markers. Albin sketches, so we have just 3 sketches of Albin done with that same pen nib, and then a little bit of water-based markers to accent the entire thing. After that, we have more Masaki drawings, but this was for planning for splash art because I wanted to draw him into Honkai Star Rail kind of aesthetic and kind of their artwork, but I ended up drawing Koji rather than Masaki. Even though I do like this design, I think it's kind of cute. I think it kind of matches. Koji's version, I didn't spend as much time for his, which is probably why his design's so weak, but I don't draw him as much anyways. I should draw Koji more. Ballpoint pen sketches, so picking out 2 ballpoint pens to kind of sketch with, so I did the light blue and the darker blue, and this is kind of based off of my idol AU for the Sumeru boys. After that, we have more Ike Eveland sketches, and once again, I was using 2 colors for the ballpoint pens. So we have light blue and then a black, and I really like this outfit, super cute. I want to do more art of this one because, I don't know, I love cozy outfits like this. I just think it's really cute. After that, I spent much more time kind of actually sketching properly, so, or not properly, spending more time, I guess. So this is Rinne from Ensemble Stars, and I thought he just suited the kind of blue, orange, and red aesthetic that I had for the Papermate Inkjoy pens that I like using for sketching sometimes. After that, I did a spread of Venti, so we used the light blue, the black, the green, and the orange together. Do a quick ballpoint pen Venti spread. After that, I decided to paint Silver Wolf. Definitely not my favorite. I don't think I did her justice, so I would like to redo this at some point. Probably digitally rather than with gouache, because I was definitely struggling here. After that, here are more like... Why is the sun... It's every time I do a sketchbook tour, the clouds won't cooperate. So sketches of my OC Sato, but I didn't end up inking them or anything, so I decided to stick some sticky notes into here. So Danhung planning right here, done with graphite. Then more shimiji stuff, so planning out a sequence. So these are just sticky notes randomly placed into here. After that, some Sugawara sketches I did in my sketchbook, done with ballpoint pen and a little bit of water-based markers. Klee. So Klee's new outfit at the time, so I wanted to do a little bit of mixed media. So this is watercolor, I think colored pencils and graphite together. Kind of looks really cute. It kind of gives more of that coloring book kind of crayon feel. After that, was planning for another ASMR session. So this is of, I don't know how to say his name, Luta. So this is also a character from Honkai Star Rail. So I did a lot of just thumbnailing and kind of like picking my brain a little bit on how I wanted to frame that piece. In the end, I don't think I really used any of these. These are also graphite sketches. So the glare is not going to do this one justice because it looks really pale, but hopefully you can see the values in it. So I was using just normal graphite pencils ranging from like 4H till like 8B or something like that. So just a few of stylized portraits of the 17 members. So this one's of June, this one's of Jonghan, and this one's of Wonu. I'm kind of sad that the graphite's kind of too shiny for you guys to really see the shifts in value. After that, I have some March sketches. So this is done with water-based markers. So yeah, just March 7th, kind of a really kind of poppy pink, some blue and a little bit of purple, and then that purple for the line work as well. Some simple sketches. So I think I was using the same pencils as before. So we have Wonu, we have Jonghan and Wonu, and then a little bit of color blocking with a water-based marker. I think I was like out at the time, so these ones look a little bit wonky, especially this one. But this is of Wilson, or Yu. I think it's UQ Wilson, which is a Nijisanji member. I just wanted to doodle him really quick. Also more Reimu frames. You're gonna see these a lot. I think this might be the last batch, but I keep notes into my sketchbook after I take them off of my laptop, so that's why I placed them in here. Kind of sparse looking spread here. So this is for a Kaya piece. I'll put it on the screen if you would like to see it. And I was kind of playing around with the composition of how I wanted to draw him and play with the lighting a little bit. So just more thumbnailing. After that, some Masaki sketches. So just orange and green pencil crayon. And then I used graphite to kind of sketch it all together. Sato sketches. So Sato, who's my OC, kind of in different outfits. So I used alcohol markers for these and a little bit of water-based markers for the line work. I like this one, super cute. Oh, okay, so more sticky notes. So I just randomly placed them in here because I had a lot of planning here too. So this is for my redraw of March 7th. But then I also put my Blade sketches and thumbnailing into here. I would like to redo Blade at some point. Maybe this one. But I also took down some notes. So I was hanging out with friends and I was getting really congested and, I don't know, really sniffly. And I thought it was because I was getting sick or I'm allergic to her cat. At the time, I think I said that I was just sick, but more recently I went over to her house again and played with her cat like a lot, and I became very congested and I knew I wasn't sick, so I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to cats to some degrees, which kind of sucks, but yeah. More water-based marker sketches, so just like blue, green, and a pink together. This is around Wonu's birthday. These are planning for coasters, which I think I have them here. My friend gifted me a coaster and she painted these with gouache, and she gave me a blank one, so I decided to paint my own versions right here. I think it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. And then I did a dark blue version, which I really like this one. So it's based off of these little sketches here. And then I have more water-based marker sketches of Wonu, kind of using the pink and blue markers that she also gifted me, because pink and blue are kind of the carrot colors. A few more, but of a different combination, also using kind of a blue ink for the line work here. So water-based markers and ink. Ones of Jonghan, kind of similar method. A few more, but a different combination of blue and pink. Okay, so this is the halfway spread. So every time I get a new sketchbook or I plan a new sketchbook, before I start it, I will always count the signatures. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it here. Hopefully you can see it. Usually I would have the book closed and I would count the amount of signatures so I can make sure that we're at the halfway point. Then I'll write half right here so that I know that we're halfway there. So it kind of gives me a little bit of motivation to finish the sketchbook. Kind of that extra push if I'm feeling a little bit bogged down. So this was kind of done in a collaging method of me doing alcohol markers on marker paper and then arranging flowers for Masaki's bouquet. And then these were done with watercolor and ballpoint pen. Doppio sketches for a video. So these were just done in graphite. I like this one, it's cute. Little chibi version. Give him a little bit of a chuny pose. After that, more danheng, so ballpoint pen and water-based markers. Looks super derped. These are for Kafka sketches, so this is a very sparse looking page too, and here's more of that washi tape. But yeah, I guess I taped this down or glued it down, so I can't really lift it. But there's another Kafka face down here. I guess I just really didn't like it, so put something else on top. Another danheng spread because I wanted to practice using a particular ink. So I had a dark blue ink, which is like the Pilot Iroshiku? One of those ones. I'll put it on the screen, but this ink. Feminine inking drawing and a little bit of a colored lead. Kind of spruce it together. I think I was prepping myself to practice a little bit more inking for Inktober, but I ended up not doing anything like this for Inktober, so I feel like it's a little bit of a shame that I didn't, because I actually really like how I spent time individually texturing different things in here. More Wonu sketches, so colored pencils for these ones alongside with some black fine liner ink, and then I did alcohol markers based off of one of the photos he's taken. More planning, so this was to plan out a spread on the next page that I kind of really botched. Here are some ballpoint pen sketches of a Fremine piece that I did digitally later. Here's that botched page, and I ended up painting Masaki with gouache to kind of fix it up because I was going to do alcohol markers for everything, but it didn't really work out. After that, another kind of random spread. So we have some sticky notes here to block out some of the bleed through, and then I used the blue ink to do the rest of the doodling here of my OC Masaki. More danheng sketches because I was playing around with that blue ink. I didn't end up filling the rest of the space here though. Sketches of Masaki, but this time it's kind of that orangey yellow, almost like yellow ochre color, and then a green for the line work and the lines. This one's cute. I was playing Stardew Valley at this time, so Harvey, and then we have Elliot. So yeah, I was just sketching them for fun because I never really sketch characters like these all that much. Oh, another random page. So, funny enough, I was gonna do a whole spread of the Detective Pomu and kind of that steampunk-ish looking Selene outfit for this entire spread, but I never went back and did that, and I continued with the rest of the sketchbook. So at a later date, I filled this out. but this was thumbnailing for that phone video that I did where I did the animations for my phone screen. Here are more sketches for that. So this was done around the same time I did this, but I came back and did these a lot later. And the little sticker from Seaweed Lock, I think. So just notes and thumbnailings to jot down ideas so I don't forget. So these were for lock screens and phone screens for moving wallpapers for Android phones. More sketches of my OC Masaki, but I wanted to do 2 water-based markers to do the entirety of the color scheme. So you have Summertime Masaki done with an orange and kind of like that tealish green color. After that, I did more of a autumn theme. So we have a kind of darker green or a muted kind of forest green and kind of a brown color. Did one for my OC Akemi. So this was done with orange and dark blue because that's kind of more of his colors, if anything. Sketches of Masaki done with graphite. I don't know why I drew like this, but I do like this one quite a bit. I think it's just really cute. The lighting's going to change throughout the video, I apologize. The clouds will not cooperate. I think these are supposed to be Ike though. These are Masaki, this is supposed to be Ike because he was playing Dave the Diver. More Masaki sketches done with purple and blue lead. A few more. I don't know why I was in like a whole Masaki sketching phase here. More doing anxiety and fear-driven sketches for some reason, so... yeah, anxiety, stress, pain. After that, I drew and painted Wonu based on, I think these are from a concert, but I thought it was really cute because he had like a cat beanie on, and I really like the color scheme, so I did a really kind of like blue and black kind of color scheme for this. I do like this one still, and just like how I painted certain aspects, like the bag, but I don't know. I did not do a lot of gouache in the sketchbook. Alira sketches done with graphite and a purple mechanical pencil. And then here's planning for that watercolor painting that I did of Alira and Celine. After that, I did a little bit of sketching of the Miku. So Miku with the Miss Magius. So I really like the Pokemon and Miku collaboration. So I wanted to draw a few more, but maybe I'll do that in my spare time. We'll see. Gouache painting of that one, so yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the hair for the most part. I don't really like anything else from this one, but it was fun. It was fun to paint. This was for Inktober, so I planned more than 31 days of like potential compositions, poses and stuff that I could do so I wouldn't have to think too much, and I started checking off the ones that I have done for Inktober, but in the end I didn't really use a lot of these, which is kind of disappointing. So this is just a random compilation of sketches. I did some weird arm drawings here for some reason when I was out. We have some thumbnailing for print ideas I want to do in the future. And then I also have some planning for figurine. I think I showed these in a previous video. I could open this. Hopefully I don't ruin any of them. But I'm making like a Fremine figurine. I don't know how well you can see him. He's gonna be like crouching and sitting. I haven't done his hair at all, so this is his bald head. And then here's Pear. This is for my friend, so I'm kind of sculpting her OC. Like I said, I haven't touched this in a while, so I've only done a portion of his body. And then this will be his head, because I wanted to make a similar version to like how I did my figurine of Masaki, of this one. So I kind of want to make her own version of her OC. Even though he's a little tall, I might have to shave down his neck. The proportion's kind of off, but Masaki's just a little dude. Just some air dry clay projects here. So that's what this thumbnailing was for. And then after that, we have Fremine sketches. So this was done with the Pentel Pocket brush pen and watercolor and graphite. Then this one was done with ballpoint pen, watercolor, and pencil crayons. So a little bit of mixed media for these. After that, I did some Reimu sketches done with the Pentel Pocket brush pen and a little bit of water-based markers. So I was trying to take advantage of that matte black look for a lot of her outfit. Akemi sketches done with the Pentel Pocket brush pen as well. And this is when the ink was becoming a little bit too sparse. I don't remember what these were for. So these were just Wonu sketches. This is probably during the Inktober time because I was drawing a lot of Wonu and I was playing around with the Pentel Pocket brush pen. So just here's a bunch of them. These were water-based markers and these were alcohol markers. More Reimu sketches. So this was done with the Prismacolor Kohl Erase pencil because I just like using graphite. And then this was done using the Pentel Pocket brush pen, a little bit of that Pilot Color ENO, and then the sticky notes to kind of hide the bleed through from the alcohol markers. After that, it's more Masaki. As you can see, I've drawn him quite a bit. So these are done with pink and blue markers and kind of like blue ink as well. I actually really like this one. I think it's kind of cute. Screen tones of Ike Eveland on this side, and then just inked drawings on this side with a gray water-based marker. Kind of trying to match the aesthetic here. More Ike Eveland sketches done with the Prismacolor Kohl Erase in the color blue. Yeah, random spread. So more little sticky notes, and they have Masaki in each individual one to kind of cover up bleed through again. Pencil sketches. I was going to do more like stylized portrait studies, but I lost the reference for this one, hence why this one says lost the ref, because I closed Pinterest too fast without thinking. Yeah. Comeback time. So this is around when 17 was having their comeback. MIYA Akemi, so done with alcohol markers. I actually like this one, but the one on the other side I think I like more. So just alcohol markers of MIYA. Another version of him, but I did it with the Pentel Pocket brush pen. And instead of covering the bleed through, I let the bleed through kind of shine through and just inked over top so you can kind of have a ghost image of it. More sketches, and this is for the Ibis Paint animation video when I was trying to figure out the frames for Fremine. Nouvelette sketches. So this is me showing my multi-pen or multi-pencil. So we have the light blue color for the sketch, and then we have the high-tech C for the inking. Masaki sketches with that same pencil, but I used red and then the graphite alongside. So just using one tool for both of these sketches. After that, I decided to sketch out Hito because the colors that I have in that pencil is kind of this dark blue, a light blue, and a red, and it kind of fits the white lily Hito outfit quite a bit. So I wanted to sketch him. He's just really cute. I really like him. Idol AU. So because I was drawing Ensemble Stars fan art a little bit, I wanted to draw more of the Genshin Idol AU that I wanted to do. So this is the Sumeru boys. So we have Alhaitham, we have Kave, we have little Tinari, which I actually really like this one. It's super cute. And Saino, who I did not do justice over here. Did another page. So Alhaitham again, Tinari, Saino, and Kave. It says Aggravate down here. I really like this color scheme. I definitely wouldn't have chosen this color scheme right off the bat if it wasn't for like the Dendro and Electro colors. So water-based markers and a little bit of fine liner for the inking. Here is more graphite drawing, but this is of Saino because I didn't do him justice in the last two sessions. And a little bit of purple water-based markers for accents. After that, drew MIYA Akemi a little bit. So I was going to draw him in graphite the entire time. Whoa, his body is super short here. But I decided to switch to ballpoint pen so I wouldn't have the need to erase while I was trying to sketch him. Also, I was listening to Paper Plane by Peter Elias, and I really like that song. And I feel like it fits Akemi and Sato a little bit just because I've drawn them with paper airplanes as their love notes to each other. Yeah, I like this one a lot, actually. Sato and MIYA Akemi as well. So them hugging, more hugging, just them being cute. Breeze sketches, so Idol AU again for Genshin characters. We have Venti, Wanderer, Kazuha, Heizo, Ether, and Xiao. Really messy kind of color choices here, but it's kind of fun. After that, I did Nouvelette. So I kind of simplified my color palette to 3 colors. Unless you count white and black, then 5 colors. But I wanted to do a yellow, a light blue, and a darker-ish mid-tone blue to accent the entire page. So I really like this one. I also like the font here. Masaki sketches done with water-based markers and a little bit of inking. So just really quick chibis of him. Love your plant. Plants. My mistake. More Masaki ones. So I was playing around with a bunch of different color combinations that I was seeing from Pinterest. And I also saw this person, when they were coloring with water-based markers, they were doing it very methodically in a way where they would let their marker only go in one direction for a thing. So I did try to follow that, so it kind of gives a little bit of a cleaner look to it. So I did yellow and kind of this grayish teal mint color. So just quick Masaki ones. I think this one was based off a Pinterest photo that I saw. More Masaki stuff. I don't know what I was doing with this one. I was sketching with a green pencil and decided to really render it with pencil and more colored pencils together. This is Masaki with Pew Pokemon, done with graphite and watercolor and a little bit of ballpoint pen. And it revitalized my love for Morelol because he's so cute. A few more. So yeah, this is how I was feeling when I was drawing the Morelols. They're so cute. And then, you know, a few more here. Watercolor, ballpoint pen, a little bit of graphite for the sketches here. Okay, I don't like either of these sketches. I think these were done last minute because I know if you see this manila color, it means we're at the end. So, last page. The inside spread to match my inside spread of the front right here. So we have kind of more, let me get rid of this by the way. The front inside cover and then the back inside cover. So I wanted them to match to some extent. So we have our hello page, we have our goodbye page. So yeah, I definitely like the layout of this a little bit more. It's kind of cute and I liked how I did the font and the shadows. But this one, I just like how I drew Masaki in general. So yeah, I definitely like this one and just how it's softer the clovers look. But that's it for the sketchbook spread. I just noticed that I never took the tape off of the inside of this pocket because while I was painting, I didn't really want it lifting. But yeah, I didn't have anything in this pocket, surprisingly. So usually I keep stickers, sticky notes, scrap pieces of paper in the back of here. So when I'm on the go, I can keep them and use them for any of the spreads in here. But let's go through a few tips I have for sketchbooks. So for sketchbooks, I like to keep binder clips a lot. So binder clips help you prop open your sketchbook. So like me and have a sketchbook that doesn't quite lay flat all the time, sometimes it's easy to just clip your corners or any of the sides of your pages so that they lay down completely flat while you're working. And this is great for filming too. But to keep them, I like to put them on the front cover. So I just clip them here. And I always get the ones that fold sideways rather than like inwards. So I got these ones off of Jet Pens. So I usually keep 2 on my sketchbook like this, and they're just out of the way enough so that my elastic band doesn't really catch it. Another thing I talked about is keeping a sticky note in the inside of your sketchbook as well. It's kind of nice. You can also put like washi tapes, sticky notes, anything like that, so that you can always refer to the back and use them into your sketchbook. Because like for me, sometimes I like having scrap pieces here, tape, or if you have areas where you used alcohol markers or just want to jot down notes, then having sticky notes is kind of helpful. The last thing, and this is like one of the questions I get the most because I usually do a lot of graphite in here. Not so much this time, but I do have a few graphite spreads that people are like, oh, how do you keep your sketchbook clean for any graphite drawings? So let's say I never like intentionally try to keep my drawings super clean because they are in my sketchbook. I don't really mind. You can see a lot of smudging here, but to keep the majority of your sketches clean for the most part while you're working your sketchbook, If you do not have like workable spray fixative, which is basically a spray you can spray onto your sketchbook pages to prevent a lot of drawing mediums from smudging while keeping them in a pristine condition. Some people use hairspray, but I've also was told that hairspray really yellows the pages and ruins your sketches and sometimes leaves like splotches and stuff, so I don't really recommend it. A cheaper way, also you don't have to worry about like fumes or anything like that, or remembering to keep your sketches pristine before you can spray them, is just scrap pieces of paper. So I keep paper that is slightly smaller than my sketchbook paper, and I stick them in between the pages while I'm working. So if I finish the spread, I would put a piece of paper here, I would close it, and this is why my binder clips come in handy while I'm working on this page. So I would clip the corner so that my page won't move, and as I'm drawing on this page, even though I'm going to be imprinting this onto here, at least it's not onto each other. And I keep this paper in here until I'm several pages through. So I usually wait until I'm about 2 to 3 pages away from there, and then I can sketch kind of freely again. So yeah, I just basically keep a bunch of scrap pieces of paper in between graphite sketches for the most part, because after that they don't smudge as much. It might be also because I don't really have a lot of loose graphite in the sketchbook, so I don't really mind smudging all too much anyways, because there's a little bit of ghosting here and there, but it's not too bad. Okay, so I think that's it for this sketchbook. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and we can look at my other options. Also, it's getting really dark again. So now that the sketchbook is done, let's go through my other notebooks that I have and pick a new one for our next sketchbook to work in. And the reason being is that because I have so many designs I keep for myself, like I usually keep one of each for myself, I have too many for me to justify buying any new sketchbooks at this moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. I do have 2 other ones that were given by friends. I think one lives in Ontario. Actually, no, both of them live in Ontario, but I have them packed away somewhere. But they have, I think they're from the same manufacturer as Beaugrace, so I'm just gonna stick with my designs for now, and if later on I need to use a different sketchbook, maybe I'll use one of theirs. So the ones that I have are these ones. So I have these ones. Oh, whoopsies. And these are the other 2 that I was using last time. So my peonies notebook, and then I had my epiphyllums. But the other designs I have are all of these. So I already know which one I'm going to be using. So if you want to guess which one, label 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to guess which one I'm choosing. And yeah, this one I wanted to use for the longest time, but I use this for samples at conventions. So I have this page, so flip through and touch. I might do some sample drawings in here and stuff so people can know what mediums work well in here. But for the most part, until I feel like I'm going to retire this one completely, I'm going to continue to use this one as the notebook sample. So from these 4, so we have my lily pads one, I have my, I think it's my green blossom or spring blossom, I don't remember what I called this one. I have my floral waters, which I don't really like this one, but that's okay, I'll use it eventually. And then I have my baby's breath, so, but I am going to be choosing this one. I'm going to be choosing the baby's breath one. I think also because we're approaching winter, this kind of fits the aesthetic, but I feel like I just like the softer colors at the moment. So I was going to choose between these 2 anyways, but for now, I want the lighter aesthetic. I might use this as the next one or the next design that I have. But this one is a close contender because I think this one's really cute and I do like the colors of it. But I'm feeling the lighter aesthetic still. So we're going to use my baby's breath one as the next sketchbook, and I'm going to hopefully plan out what I'm going to do for the inside cover. And you guys will see that for next Monday. So yeah, I'm also going to count the signatures so I can find the halfway page. This one comes with a white band and a white ribbon. Kind of matches the aesthetic nicely. Yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's sketchbook tour and sticking around watching me kind of finagle my way through this entire sketchbook. And hopefully I will get more acquainted with the sketchbook and figure out what kind of mediums I want to work with, because I definitely had different preferences when I was working in this one. But yeah, I think that's it for today, and I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!